few, a minute or two to just let everybody online hear it. We were talking about we are ready, we're waiting for the go-ahead so we can start the processing whatever needs to be uploaded for the visa and the stuff. We'll be using Emirates Airline, Saudi Airline. Saudi Airline will be from JFK and some will be from Washington, D.C. Emirates Airline will take you from everywhere, from wherever you are, Houston, Texas, Florida, California, will be able to pick you up from anywhere with Emirates Airline and they link you most likely in Dubai with the same flight, which is a group going into Medina. We're going to Medina first. The first program will be leaving on the 28th or the 29th. Most likely the 29 will be like Saudi Airline. If we have some like Egypt Air, if we have Turkish, that will be leaving on the 29. Emirates will be leaving most likely the 28th at night. We don't have the itinerary yet. I hope Saudi will go, will have some seats on it. Most likely we'll have half of our capacity on it if Saudi goes to Medina. If it doesn't go to Medina, then we will shift it into other, 200 people is not really that much as of, airline ticketing. Most likely we'll take Emirates and any other carrier.
Able to hear properly, I'm sorry.
And, beside, I hope we get some in Saudi and we'll get a carrier like Egypt Air, like Turkish Airline, like Royal Jordanian. We'll get the one which have the most, the minimum layover, like 4 hours, 3 hours. That's as of the airline. We're just waiting for the go-ahead from them so we can start the process. What we need now from all of you, we need you to send the passports. We're not using, we have the office in Manhattan as it is. We have already received some mails on it. We still have the office, but we're working from home office in Staten Island. It's much easier because the number also is not many. So you mailing all your document FedEx and you please put prepaid FedEx on it for whoever needs to be FedExed. Anyone in the island here, normally we do a seminar at the end after we get the visa and we hand all the stuff. We'll get the ihram for the men in Medina. We'll give you your ihram. The sister will get you a rug because you're using your regular clothing for the ihram. We maybe have a scarf also for the ladies. We'll give it to you in Medina. So this way we will know you belong to Al-Iman and you could easily know the other sisters. So this way you don't get lost from each other, or if you get lost, you see one, you can connect again, inshallah. And we just were taking questions from brothers here. Anyone, you have a question? Go ahead.
Yeah, 2 questions. One is that what about the COVID testing?
You're required to do PCR 72 hours before traveling. They already require that 72 hours before traveling. If anything changed, we will let you know. But as of now, all of us will do it like the day before. So you can take it a day before you leave. So it's good for 72 hours to the time you are traveling. So we will have another seminar also in Hamza Masjid. We should arrange it in a week or so. We'll have more updates, but we need all the passports. All.
Sorry. The second question was, do we need a second phone over there for ads?
You really don't need. I don't use a second phone. I use my T-Mobile phone. It's an iPhone. I have no issues. I download everything on it. I use it for everything. As of the SIM, whoever have any plan here, it's better than using the Saudi SIM. We're there for 2 weeks. When you use the Saudi SIM, you're going to have to refill. And if you have T-Mobile and you pay them $50, they have a plan, $50 for the 1 month, you can receive and send and speak and internet. So it's much cheaper than having a Saudi SIM and using the Saudi SIM. If whoever wants a Saudi SIM, we can get it. It's not the issue, but for you to refill it, get your phone ready from here. It's much better than the SIM. And hopefully the only app we'll use is Tawakkalna. You download it here. And as I said, 72 hours before traveling, you will register on muqim.sa and you will print a sheet at the end, the traveler registration. You reprint it and you take it with you. And the visa is going to be also a sheet on your, you holding it on your, you keep it on your phone and you have a copy of it. And we'll keep you posted. I'll be with you. I'll do also some sessions from home. Will be all online. You can listen to it. Tell you all the logistics, what you need to take with you, anything. What you should expect, how we're going to handle the luggage. We do all that. Will be a session or two online. You can see it. I'll do it myself.
So the follow-up question is that when we fill out the Muqim application, it asks us for a visa number.
Yes,
so
you will have
the
Hajj visa number. You will have the Hajj visa number. They may ask you about the tickets also. You have also the ticket. So this is you do 72 hours before traveling. So already you have everything. So, and you will have also your CDC card next to you because they're going to ask you for the dates you took it. And that would link with Tawakkalna. Your Tawakkalna will be running. That's the most they will ask you. You have Tawakkalna, yes. And if I doubt it, if they do that, if you want to do like extra tawaf or so, you could register on Tawakkalna. We'll show it to you. We'll be together. It's not, how to use it. You go here on that area, and then you could, register for tawaf nafl. So this is all will be on that app if we use it. We just have to, the main thing in Hajj to be really easy on everybody, just listen to what we say. If we say wear the ID, wear the ID. Don't put it in your pocket. If we say put your luggage tag on your suitcase, you put your luggage tag on your suitcase. Just ask for anything. We are there. It will be, inshallah, me, will be Rami, my son. He's a pharmacist. He's sitting in the back. Will be Mufti Saab there. Will be other group leaders. You will see them because we'll be together and around you everywhere. We go into Dal Latiba. We'll have a desk on the lobby. You can come and ask at any time. We will create, we need from you that you provide us with your phone numbers. We'll send you an email to everybody, please. Everybody must, I have an email, I have a phone number for the brother here, but he's going with his wife and his daughter and his son. Each of them have a phone. I need to have each one of them's phone because we're gonna create like, let's say 210 divided by 40, it's almost like 4 buses or 5 buses. We're going to do a WhatsApp app for each group. We'll divide our group, the general group, the 200, for example, to 5 buses. Each bus is 40. So each 40 have a group on the WhatsApp. So we'll send a message on group 1 on the WhatsApp. Your bus is ready. We're missing Baza Wahid. Please come down. Everybody's waiting for you. Then you see it. This is how we can communicate to make it easy. This should have the smartphone. If you get lost, you send your location and you stand there. We'll send you somebody to pick you up. This is a group work. It's a beautiful journey, but it is more a group work. Don't just say, will do that. Let them do this and I will do that. At the end, you will run into issues. We'll divide to groups on the WhatsApp each. So we need from you to provide us with all the phone numbers. And then we'll try it here the week before. We'll send a couple messages. Whoever doesn't see it can, okay, please add me. My sister is not there. So by the time we're leaving, everybody is there. So that's how we're going to communicate and how we're going to work. It looks this year, all the camp is going to be divided. We used to open the men tent, it would be like the masjid like this. This year, the way I saw it is they putting dividers which we cannot lift up. But the ceiling is the same as the form of the tent. So we'll be able to do a sound system. So when Mufti Saab giving bayan, you will be, everybody in our tent will be listening to the bayan. We used to do jama'ah in each prayer for the main tent, but it looks like we can do the jama'ah, but it will be with the dividers in. So this year will be different from every year. But hopefully, inshallah, will be much easier this year because the number is, I would say, 1/3. 1 million is 1/3 from what they go every year. So it will be easy. The capacity in the tent will be much lighter. The bathrooms, as I hear and as they send me pictures, the guys they work with us there, is all renovated. It is all really livable. Whoever is staying, like B3, they staying in Mina the 5 days. They're completing the Tashriq days. So those are gonna be living in the tent. You will be taking with you a carry-on, small carry-on. Your luggage will be handled by us. We'll be taking the luggage into Jeddah. It will be easy. I mean, this process, we've been doing it for years and years. We're just going to give you instruction. Please put your luggage tag on suitcases. This is how we're going to know your suitcase. It will help us to lift your suitcase into your room because we have your rooming list. So we have a system for that. So help us by doing what we ask to be done. And inshallah, will be an easy and a beautiful journey, inshallah. And alhamdulillah, we're going to Hajj. Yes.
Since we have short memories, is it possible to get a day-by-day itinerary?
Yes, the day-by-day itinerary, it's really, believe it or not, you just have to, because it's the same program we do. It's in there. Today or tomorrow, inshallah, everybody will have it. I'll send it. Yes, we'll send it to everybody, inshallah.
Yeah, I think the email itinerary is great because having a day-to-day journey makes things very, very easy. So
Yeah.
we can plan accordingly.
This way we can see it.
Correct.
Yeah.
So I think with regards to our brothers and sisters who are going in the B3 program and the B4 program, just a quick overview for the program itself is that for those who are going in B3 program are either leaving on the 28th or the 29th. And your time actually begins in Medina when you, of course, it takes time to travel 12 hours first stop, then few hours of stay, and then you go directly to Medina. You're reaching there on the 30th. So once you reach Medina Munawwara on the 30th, we also have to be very careful that sometimes the flight may reach early. The hotel access is only received at a certain time post Zuhr Salah for 4 o'clock, 3 o'clock. So I would humbly request all of our brothers and sisters, along with all the things that we are preparing ourselves, make sure that we really work upon sabr and patience. That's the key factor of our Hajj itself.
Check-in is after Maghrib.
A check-in is after Maghrib, subhanAllah. So a lot of time you travel, you go through long distances, and then sometimes the hotel access may not be available right away because we land a little earlier during the day. And then they begin to become panicked. So I think number one key factor for all of us to remember, inshallah, is sabr and patience. We all as a team will do our best to make sure that all sense of comfort, spirituality, mentally, all aspect is provided. But I think one thing that we all have to be on the same page is with regards to patience and sabr. So once we reach there on the 30th, that would be the first of Dhul Hijjah. Right? That would be the first of Dhul Hijjah. The time of B3 brothers and sisters in Medina al-Munawwara is from the 1st to the 4th of the Hijjah. They will be in Medina al-Munawwara from the 1st of the Hijjah to the 4th of the Hijjah, which is the 30th to the 3rd itself. That's the time frame that they will be in Medina al-Munawwara. During the course of these days that we will be there all together, inshallah, as the B3, we'll be able to learn every single day the details of manasik. What are the 5 days of Hajj? We're going to go through this every single day for 4 days in Medina. We have this entire hall in the Nadaiba where we eat together. And right after our food or during our food, we have a mudakara. We remind ourselves of how to perform our Hajj. For 3-4 days continuously, we're going to remind ourselves. During the course of those 4 days that we will be in Medina in B3, we will also be able to do the local ziyarats, the local sighting of the things that are around Medina Munawwara as well, such as Ahad and other the different places, so that then we will be able to see these beautiful sights, so that we can create the essence of visiting the city of the Prophet ﷺ. Last time when Allah allowed us to visit, what we did is that we took a walking tour of the Masjid of Rasulullah ﷺ. There are so many historic things just to see within the Masjid itself. For many of you who might have been to Madinah Munawwara many times, you must know where Bab al-Fahad is, the big gate with 5 domes, right in the middle. When you enter towards the last left door, if you're facing the Qibla, the last left door, when you're entering, that exact door was the garden of Talha radiallahu anhu, where the ayat of the Quran was revealed that لَن تَنَالُوا الْبِرَّ حَتَّى تُنْفِقُوا مِمَّا تُحِبُّونَ. You cannot reach piety until you do not spend from what you love the most. So he came and said, "So this is my garden, I want to give it to you." There are so many signs like this from the scene all around the masjid itself. So we try our best that for 4 days, we prepare ourselves for Hajj, but also learn about the city of the Prophet ﷺ as well. So it's a very intensive 4 days, but inshallah we should all be ready. And forgive me for saying this, you're all my brothers and sisters. We're going for Hajj, and forgive me, it's going to be a little harsh. It's not vacation, brothers and sisters. Sometimes we hope that it is like this, but yes, we always ask Allah for ease. We always ask Allah for khair. We always ask Allah for afiyah. We always ask Allah to never put us in a difficult situation, but there are going to be times which will be stressful. There are going to be times that you're not going to get a lot of sleep, because you're going to be in the masjid, you're going to be doing ibadah. It's going to be intense, but inshallah, every single moment that you spend will be fruitful when you're coming back, inshallah. So the 1st to the 4th of the Hijjah will be the days that we will spend in Medina Munawwara. Then the B3 group itself will prepare themselves. They're coming on a bus. They will prepare themselves, and from there, inshallah, they will begin their journey towards Makkah al-Mukarramah. They will have their own buses, which will take them towards Miqat, stop in the area of Miqat, wear your ihram, make your intentions. We'll go through this all together, and then reach Makkah Mukarramah. It will be the evening of the 4th of the Hijjah that they will reach, which will be the 3rd of July itself. We'll reach Swiss Hotel in Makkah, put the luggages inside, get your rooms, get yourself ready, and now we'll go and perform the Umrah itself. There are going to be approximately 180, 90, 100 people, maybe more, in the B3 group itself.
150, 60, 160.
Most of it is B3?
Yep,
150 and 60 will be B3. So it's very hard to go as a group to do Umrah as 150 people. So we'll make smaller groups, and of course we will remind you every day. This is just an overview. You will have a written itinerary, you will have an oral discussion every single day. You're going to get tired of me saying this, but inshallah we're going to remind ourselves again and again. So for the 3 days, you get to Medina or Makkah Mukarramah, perform your Umrah, perform all the obligations that you have to, and you spend the next 3 days in the Swiss Hotel right across the Haram. Enjoy the moments, get yourself ready. It's very hard to hold seminars and collective gatherings in Makkah. It's not allowed. So we will do most of those collective gatherings in Medina. In Makkah, it will be mostly your individual time. There will be a group with you. There will be leaders, group leaders with you. They will guide you. They will be in contact with you. But most of the time in Makkah will be most of your individual ibadah, your tawaf, your dua, as much as you can. Now I'm just going to hold this thought. I'm just going to hold it here. For the brothers and sisters who are going in the B4 program, you will be flying directly on the 4th of the Hijjah, which is the 3rd of July, which the flights leave either the 1st or the 2nd, which reaches Madinah al-Munawwara, inshallah, on the 3rd, which is the 4th of the Hijjah, and you reach Madinah al-Munawwara. You are in Medina from the 4th, 5th, 6th, and 7th. meaning these 4 days you are in Medina, you will spend all of your time there. During the course of those times, you will be able to learn all the things that I just mentioned, manasik and details, and visiting the city, because the B3 will already be in Mecca at that time. So now the B4 brothers and sisters will be in Medina. Now, a question that comes from many of you is, how difficult is it to travel that night before Hajj and take that flight itself? We did that, it's doable, and one of the chances that you have in B4 is that you have this exclusive 4 days from the 4th to the 7th in Medina, where there are very less people in Medina itself. Most of those who are performing Hajj are already in Mecca, so you get some free time in Medina to spend some moments. On the night of the 7th, and of course this could change any time, because sometimes the Saudi government, the discretions is that they say, no, take a bus or take a plane. It could always change. So we always have to be ready to accommodate and be together as a team, because collectively we have to do it. But usually the flight leaves at 1 a.m. in the evening. At night, the 7th going into 8th, which is the next morning, is the 8th of Zul-Hijjah. That flight reaches Jeddah. From Jeddah, you take a bus, takes you towards Mecca. They make you perform your first Umrah, because that's your first Umrah in there. And then for those who usually keep that same Ihram and keep that Ihram for Hajj, or you can renew your Ihram as well. Now, let me go back to the B3 and B4 combined together. On the morning of the 8th of Zul-Hijjah, I know it seems very confusing, but when it's listed, when it's talked about every day, it's going to become very easy. So for the brothers and sisters in the B3 program, you spend the time from the first to the 4th in Medina. From the 4th to the 7th, you are in July itself, which is in Mecca, which is the 8th of the Hijjah. On the morning of the 8th of Zul-Hijjah, all of us who are in the B3 program will perform our ghusl, perform our tahara, and we will wear our ihram in our hotel rooms. We don't have to go to miqat or anywhere else to wear the ihram for Hajj. So we will wear our ihram within our own hotels. We will make niyyah intention together to go for Hajj. On the morning of the 8th, after Fajr, before Ishraq time, before Dhuhr, much earlier than that, we are going to gather together, sit in the buses, in the state of Ihram, and we now have to go for Mina. Now the question is, the B3 brothers and sisters, after you are done with your manasik and your Hajj, you will go back towards Jeddah and you're going back home. So what happens to your larger luggages? If you don't have hotel access, you don't have to drag around your big bags. All of those big bags will be stored for you, taken care for you, and given to you in your hotel rooms in Jeddah. All of us should have an extra backpack and a hand carry that you can keep 2-3 extra clothing for yourself that you will be able to use when you are in Mina, when you come out in the state of Ihram. So on the morning of the 8th of Zul-Hijjah, when we are preparing to go towards Mina, our big suitcases, for those who are not coming back to the hotels, will be sent to Jeddah. And a small hand carry and a backpack will go with us towards Mina. Once we reach Mina, we will be in a state of Ihram. We will all be wearing our Ihram itself. We will stay in Mina for the entire day, 8th of Zul-Hijjah, in the state of Ihram. You can't go to your hotel, you can't go. We have to do 5 prayers, Salah there, Zohar, Asr, Maghrib, Isha, and Fajr most likely, unless we have to move towards the Arafah itself. So 8th, we are there. The morning of the 9th, we will move towards Arafah. And from Arafah, we will stay there the entire morning. We will stay there. We will stay there after Zuhr, all the way towards Maghrib. And that's the biggest day of Hajj, known as Yawm al-Arafah. Inshallah, when we have our detailed discussion on the spiritual journey of Hajj, we will have many seminars, inshallah, before going in person, online, so that you are well prepared. The day of Arafah itself is the day of Hajj. Rasulullah ﷺ mentioned Arafah itself is Hajj. And I remember the first time that we ever traveled together, what they mentioned to me is that after the day of Arafah, you can see the faces change, right? You can see the changes in the lives of people, because Arafah is something that really, really changes the whole thing for us. And that is truly the day of Hajj. So we will be in Arafah all together in Ihram. For those brothers and sisters who are concerned and a little worried about how can I keep myself in Ihram, you are in ihram for about, I would say, less than 50 hours. 2 days and few hours you are in the ihram of Hajj. You wear ihram on the morning of the 8th. You keep that ihram for the whole day, whole night. Next morning is the 9th. We go to Arafah. You keep that ihram the entire day. That night we go to Muzdalifah. You keep that ihram. And the next morning, which is the 10th of the Hijjah, you open that ihram. So the Hajj ihram is only about 48 hours, a little bit more than that. So it's not very difficult for some people who say, how can I keep myself in ihram? It's not difficult. Allah makes it very easy. Once we leave Muzdalifah, we come back towards Mina. Alhamdulillah, our tents are right across Jamarat. And you can see the Jamarat from your tents. And we will pelt the stones and we will come walking towards our tents within 5 minutes of its time. And then we will be able to perform our qurbani and sacrifice that the group will perform on our behalf. Once we receive the information, we will be able to have our hair shaved. We have a person present, used to have, now the whole things have changed so much. Someone is present there to do the halaq and to cut the hair. For our sisters, you can use your own scissors. For the brothers, there's people present there. We'll be out of the state of ihram. And now it is time for us to prepare to go back towards Mecca to perform our tawaf ziyarah, which is the fard of Hajj itself. Alhamdulillah, Al-Iman has access to these buses that allows us to be taken from our tents directly to Mecca itself. It waits for us in the bus stops, and once we are performed with our tawaf ziyarah and our sa'i, the buses pick us up and they bring us back into our Mina tents itself. We try our best not to go in the middle of the day because it's extremely hot. We try to go later in the night because it's easier. It's a little bit, less hot. It makes it very easy for individuals. The next 2 days, we will remain, inshallah, in Mina. Every single day, the responsibility will be to go and pelt the stones and come back. Pelt the stones and come back. And before we finish our Hajj, the buses will take us one more time towards Mecca to perform our Tawaf al-Wida. That will be our farewell Tawaf that we will perform. And from there, inshallah, we'll pick up our luggages, whatever we have to take, and the B3 will go back towards Jeddah to continue their journey back home. And the B4 brothers and sisters will be taking towards their hotel rooms, which will be in Mecca, in the Swiss hotel for the next 2 days.
The B4 will be doing Ta'ajjul.
Oh, they will
The
be.
B4 and the B5, they have their rooms during Manasik. They will be doing Ta'ajjul on the 12th. They staying the 12th and the 13th, and then most likely they will move into the airport right away. So their departure will be from Mecca into the airport in Jeddah, and whoever his flight is a little bit longer, he will come into the Habitat Hotel and spend a few hours, and then will take you into your journey. One thing I just want to mention, the Qurbani. You noticed that we taken the Qurbani price from you in Medina. We have a list. Right now, B4 is about 147 people as of now. Is going to increase with B5, will be like about 180 with B5. B5 have a hotel during the Manasik. The room will be from 4 to 14. And B4, they will receive the room in Mecca from 8 Dhul Hijjah to 14 of Dhul Hijjah for 6 nights. So these two groups, they will have a room during Manasik, and they will do Ta'ajjul. Ta'ajjul, which is permissible on the 12th, you do the Jamarat and you go out. Most of the group is B3. The B3 will complete the Tashriq days, and the buses The bus. So when we come and say, okay, guys, they allow us to take the train and we have a chance to take the train, let's grab it.
So your question, brother, is that's the option for the B3 group itself, is that when they leave Medina on the 4th of Dhul Hijjah going towards Mecca, they can use the train instead of the bus if the possibility arises and there is less luggage. Excuse me? The B4, B5, because
The
that
B4 is
evening,
different.
They don't have access to even a bus. It's a plane. It has to be a plane. Because that night, which is the Hajj already starting, they won't allow any ground transportation towards Mecca because they've shut down the entire Mecca. So it's just the planes coming in at that night. One of the brothers had a question, is that if they have not registered, is there still spots for someone to register?
Register right now. And then once I go back, I'll send you the program. There is, like, for example, right now, B3, it has only room on double. There is no more room on quad on B3. B3 quad is totally sold.
Also, one other thing, Sheikh, is that they're not allowing any more water, Zamzam, to be brought also?
No, I brought, when Ramadan, I brought Zamzam back.
Meaning a whole case?
Yes, but sometimes you find it. I went before, 2 times before. If you go to the, like, flying Saudi, Emirates, those are the VIP airline. They go into the new terminal. In the new terminal, there is no Zamzam. I didn't see Zamzam. We did not. They don't allow it in the new terminal. In the old terminal, I mean, last I was in Ramadan, I brought Zamzam with me, but I wasn't.
Yeah, so for B3, right, after we take our ihram, right, where do we shower since we don't have hotel access?
So the Mina tent itself, where we are staying in Mina itself, you have a really nice accommodation. So the Mina tents itself, you have your own beds where you have your own towels, your shower supplies, and within the Mina tents itself, the sisters and the brothers have their own sections with accessible bathrooms, showers, and to find cleanliness. So you can easily take showers within the Mina premises where the bathrooms are, so that you can come out of the state of ihram and take showers.
And one of the things we'll ask you to bring with you for Mina, 1 or 2 towels you need to take with you from here. Those are for Mina, the Mina thing.
One more question relating to the tawaf, right? So I think there are times that we're spending in Mecca, right? 4 days from B3. Are there any restrictions to do tawaf? And also, I believe right after that, right? I think we're doing tawaf on day 1 of the Nakan and then the final tawaf, right?
So the current restrictions for the tawaf itself is that you must be in the state of ihram to go to the first floor, which is the mataf itself. So for the men, you have to have an ihram. For the sisters, usually there's no restrictions to their ihram because even their abaya, it's considered an ihram. But for the men, if you are not, for the 4 days I'm talking about initially, if you are not in the state of ihram, you're in your normal clothing, you have access to the second floor to do the tawaf every day. You may not have the access to the mataf, but it's going to take you 15 minutes for per round, which is about an hour, a little bit, to do 1 complete tawaf with 7 rounds. So those access are always there. There are certain people, I'm not saying I'm endorsing it or not, but certain people would just wear ihram and just go to the first floor and come outside. That's their own personal actions. But they won't allow people to enter the mataf without the wearing of the ihram itself. But in the 4 days that you have, you will have access to the second floor to do tawaf, the third floor as well, to do as much nafal tawaf as you want. But the first floor mataf will only be accessible to those who are performing umrah and they are in the state of ihram itself.
And although all this would change. This is the rules was in Ramadan and in Umrah, and but that it may change totally. But the tawaf will be for men, as he said, it will stay with the ihram.
Group B4 and B5 have access to the hotel. So after Arafat, after the Hajj, what is recommended, that how much time we have to stay in Mina?
What we do is, this is, I took on myself, it's a responsibility in front of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. because I'm the one who is putting the plan. When we do the plan, and Mufti Sab is here, we follow the Sunnah to the really, we don't want to miss the Sunnah, because following the Sunnah meaning that you're coming short of doing something the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam did. If you have a room we have people, they have a room during manasik, they don't go back to the hotel, they stayed, it's only 2 nights, and they do ta'ajjul and stay there 2 nights. What we do is, we take you after Fajr, and we bring you before Maghrib. So this way you're spending the night, Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he spends the night in the camp. So that's the way we do it. If you say, brother, there is, and it happened, so-and-so company is bringing us at 12, before 12, and they're taking us at 1 in the morning. Okay, you can do that, but your own transportation. I would not do or help in breaking the Sunnah as much, and we hope what we're doing, we come in close to the Sunnah of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So the 2 days we will take you right after Fajr. You have your breakfast in the hotel. You come and have a lunch and dinner in the camp. So it is clear. That's the way we do it. Other groups, they don't do that. But that's what we took as a ahd on us, to do it as much as we can from the Sunnah. People need the room because they cannot use bathrooms. They have their special need. It's fine. But this is the way it's going to be done, inshallah. As of al-Iman, bringing you pray Asr, you come, there will be a group leaders in the lobby and one at the bus, contacting you through your WhatsApp. Please come in. We're missing you, Brother Muhammad. Please come in. You come in, the bus will get you in, inshallah, before Maghrib. Take you back again. It's only for 2 days. Take you after Fajr. And then on the 12th, you move out. On the 12th, you stay the 12th. On the 13th, 14th, you go out into your flight. If your flight is a little longer, you go into the hotel to the time of your flight, 6 hours, 10 hours, 12 hours, whatever the time. We'll try. We will definitely try. Anyone has any question?
Any other questions? Yes, sister.
I can't hear.
Do we need a documentation to prove that we are a Muslim?
If, for example, for whoever is converting, you need a conversion letter. If the name is not a Muslim name on the passport, you need a conversion letter from the masjid or from the imam, so we can process your visa.
It's very simple.
Yes,
that can be easily done.
Yes.
2 questions relating to COVID test, right? So I have a soft copy of my COVID test. Is that okay? I can print that out. That's question 1.
No one is going to ask you for your COVID, show me your card. That's not going to happen. COVID test, the COVID test, you have it, you could have it on your phone.
Yeah, if I have it on my phone, that's okay, right?
Have it on your phone, yes, it's okay. Like when we coming back, maybe it's still required 24-hour PCR before coming into the state. 24 hours before.
So before coming into the state, we need to get a PCR test.
PCR test, yes.
Provided by
We will bring you somebody. Well, normally the cost is 150 riyal, maybe less, maybe.
and nothing to do a PCR test before you.
Before leaving 72 hours, I said that 72 hours before leaving, it is required. Yes. The meningitis is not 100% to confirm yet. That's why I said we'll send an email if we need the meningitis.
Is the 72-hour test going to be provided locally here too, or you guys are recommending?
No, I mean, you have to do it here. Any local pharmacy, any, this urgent care centers, you have to do it 72 hours from the time of your flight. You will have your flight. So 72 hours is required. And coming back is 24, yes.
Within 72 hours
Yeah, you're gonna have, that's how.
So doing it the day before.
Let's say you're flying on the 17th. So you have the 14, right? So you do it on the 15, you receive it on the 16, you fly in the 17. So if you receive it on the 16 to the 17, it's 24 hours. Yes. Yes, 24 hours before. So far up to now, 24 hours before. It could change. So if that is the case, we'll bring the medical staff into an area. They will do it, and their cost, I think the last I did it was 150 riyal. So you'll give them 150 riyal, and they will email it to us or WhatsApp it, and we'll WhatsApp it to everybody. So as I said, we will have WhatsApp groups. So everybody will receive it on his WhatsApp or her WhatsApp. Yes. Say it again. If you get positive on the test, then they say you must have a medical insurance before leaving, and we are waiting now for them, medical insurance, to cover you on the COVID before you leave. You have to purchase a medical insurance to cover you in case you get positive before leaving. So if you don't have that medical insurance, we will find the link and we'll send it to you also. If you don't have that medical insurance, you will pay for the cost because they said they will not cover it. Saudi government will not cover it. Now they're discussing that they may put it with the visa. Like the tourist visa, for example, have a medical insurance built in. So what they trying, maybe they build it in with the Hajj visa. So in that case, you are covered. If they don't build it in, then you have to purchase it. And some companies also, they making an insurance for the whole trip. You can insure your trip. I don't promote that because I feel it's not right. I mean, I go to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, I'm not going to insure the trip. Whatever happened is from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. But if they require it and I'm forced on it, I'll buy the insurance for the medical insurance. Yes. Yes, you can. Yes. You can have a second set of ihram, yes. Yes. I mean, the people, we have this is the double only, which is used to come from Mecca with a flight, and they don't have a hotel, they do Umrah, and then most of them, they used to do Qiran. And if the ihram get dirty, you can just change the ihram, take the ihram off and put as long as you don't use any perfume or things like that. So you can always change the ihram. Anyone has any question? What I need from everybody who registered, I need your passport as soon as possible. I need also your copy of your CDC, the card for the COVID vaccination. Make sure you have the booster and a check with the full payment. Because once we're starting, we're going to really, we have to transfer a lot of money to them, so it has to be ready in. Original passport. Your original passport, if you gonna send it, please, somebody send me a passport once in a regular envelope with 25-cent stamp. He's the brother, we can tell you, Brother Fashil is part of Al-Iman. We got the stamp, it was late for 2 weeks. This guy made it on the last day. So you want to mail your passport, it must be FedEx. Overnight, and put prepaid FedEx overnight so we can return it to you. If you are in the island here, arrange for 1 day, like after Maghrib or Isha, I'll come and I'll take the trip from Staten Island. And I'll come and pick them up. in either in Hamza or here in ICLI. So you have to work out something with us, but we need it as soon as possible. Yes, we'll take it now. Yes. Say that again. Once the visa is done, whoever lives in the island, what we do is we keep everybody, and then we announce a day for a seminar. The Mufti will be here, I'll be here, Azhar will be here, and then we'll give you your passport and your stuff. Here or in Hamza, either one. So, yeah. I didn't say 2 weeks before our flight. I didn't mention any date. Once they start, we start. That's why I want it now. It's unless you're flying next week to a business trip or something and you need your passport. I need your passport now. They say, okay, start, because their website could drive you crazy. Off and on, the website is down, the whole world is getting visas. So sometimes the website, fails down. So we need it so we can process your visa. So once we process it, then we'll announce it. We'll send you an email.
So for my case, right, I'm traveling first. Do you recommend it?
You're traveling on June 1st? When you're coming back?
June 6th.
Then bring it on June 6th.
Bring it June 6th?
Yep. Bring it on June 6th. Yes, but make whatever else, submit everything else and a copy of the passport, write on it. On June 6th, I will deliver it. Write on the copy of the passport, it will be delivered on June 6th. We will have it. Yes. So we'll have azan in few minutes. May Allah accept it.
Jazakallah, brothers and sisters, for joining. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accept. Inshallah, we'll also announce multiple other seminars, so please be on a lookout. Al-Iman will be sending, inshallah, emails to update you for the further seminars as well, inshallah.
Takbir!